Hello, my name is Miss Sasha. I am a teaching artist in the PACE Arts program through the Acadiana Center for the Arts with the Lafayette Parish school system in Lafayette, Louisiana. Today we are going to create a beautiful koi fish. The supplies that you're going to need are very simple. A white piece of paper and all the colors of the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, blue, green, purple, and also black. You can pause the video, gather your supplies, and when you return, all you have to do is press play. Now that we've gathered all of our supplies, let's get started. I folded my white paper, watch, in half, and then in half again. That way, I have 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, and 4. These 4 creases in our paper or folds will help us to make our fish fill up our whole page. So if you need help doing that, ask a parent or a sibling. And whenever you're ready to get started, grab your red crayon. Okay, we're going to start down here on the bottom fold with a curved line. A curved line to do the top of his fish head. So down here, I go curve from the crease to the crease, a nice size fish. If you do a tiny little curve, then you're going to have a tiny little fish. So make it nice and big. Good. All right. At the top fold up here, we're going to put a little line so we know where our body should go to. Watch. And it doesn't have to be right in the middle. It can be to the side if you'd like. Okay? Now we're going to make his fish body. It's going to curve. Watch. From this corner to the closest corner. Watch. Curve. And we're going to curve this line the same way as this line. Because if we do it this way, he's going to be a big bubble. We don't want him to be a big bubble. We want him to swish through the water. Watch. Curve. There. All right. Now we're going to find the middle of this curved line and the middle of this, and we're going to make a center curve where his top fin will go. Watch. We're going to curve the same way as the other 2 lines. Watch. Curve from dot to dot. Excellent. So far, so good. Let's make his top little fish fin, like the back fins that help him to swim. Okay, we're going to go from here and curve out. Watch. Curve and curve. You got it? I know we're going to use red for a while, but stay with me because we're just making the outline of our fish. Okay, make a little line here. That way, it's where the curved line was in the middle. That way you know where to come back with your tail fins. I'm going to do mine slightly different from this one. Okay, just to give you some options and a variety, okay? Here we go. You can make a curved line to the end of this one, and then a curved line to the end of this one. You see, it's shaped slightly different than that. But look, there's a lot of varieties of koi fish. We're going to learn those fun facts in a minute. So they're different, all of them. Okay? And inside there, go ahead and add a few little lines to make his tail look interesting. Okay? All right. Let's add this dorsal fin. It's hard to add a fin that comes off of the page with a crayon, but we're going to do our best. Look, we're going to go from here to here, and we're going to do a curved line. Let's just do a wavy line. That might be easier. Okay, look. Wavy. There. This one might be a little bit longer, but that's okay. Look, it's just wavy. It's right above this curved line, and inside there, you can put some little straight lines. That way we know exactly where his little dorsal fin is, okay? Great. Let's do his side fins, these big, beautiful ones right here. Now, some koi fish have bigger ones than others. We're going to make ours nice and big. starting from these 2 points at the bottom, we're going to make 2 little curved lines, which is going to make where this red part is on this fish. It doesn't have to be big. Look, curve and curve. You can go ahead and color them in. There. It almost looks like his eyes, but he doesn't even have a head yet, so. Okay. Ready? Okay, we're going to make 2 diagonal lines. Diagonal lines go from corner to corner. Look, diagonal and diagonal. Looks like this one's going to go off the page. And we're going to do the same thing down here. Watch. Diagonal, diagonal. And we're going to connect those lines with wavy lines. Just like this one. Watch. Oop, this one goes off the page, and it's okay. I'm going to let it. Got it? Inside there, we're going to add lines just like we did here. Watch. Great. We're almost done making the outline for our beautiful koi fish. All right, let's continue with our red. Let's make some fish scales. They're like little bumps all along his body. Bump, bump, bump. You can make them big. You can make them small. Look, as they get closer to the back of his tail, they might get smaller. Go ahead and add as many or as little as you want. Look at that. See? Fill them up. I'll give you a little moment to do that. While you're doing that, I'll give you a few little koi fish facts. Koi fish are freshwater fish. They were originally found in East Asia. People in Japan believe that koi fish symbolize wealth, prosperity, love, successful careers, and good fortune. Each variety of these koi fish symbolizes one of those values. I think that's really cool. They come in a variety of colors. They're definitely not just orange. Look here. Look at all these colors. Tons of different colors. They are white, black, blue, red, cream, yellow. There's 20 different varieties. There's different colors, patterns, and different types of scales. So that's why I said you could have small, medium, or large scales. And some of them might be a little bit more pointy, a little bit more wavy, but there's lots of varieties to choose from. We're going to do a koi that looks like this, more of the reds, oranges, and yellows. If you want to add in a different color to your koi fish, I'm all for it. Go ahead, use your imagination. I'm showing you how to draw one so then you can go back, share all your knowledge, and make them whatever color you want. So let's finish up his little fish face. Okay? His fish face is going to be a curved line from the edge of our little side fins, from edge to edge. Watch. Curve. Perfect. And his eyes are going to go tucked up in these corners here. So you can do a little circle and a little circle, or an oval. That's fine. We're going to probably color those with black a little bit later, or not. I put these little lines here, just shows that it has like a little eye socket. And then we're going to add his little mouth. His little mouth goes on the very end. Some of it tucks out like this. See? And then 2 little lines, so we have a place to color in. We're going to go ahead and put 2 lines, and we're going to color it in right away with some red. My mouth is tiny. Look, this one's a lot larger, and all of that is good. They also have these little, like, antlers-looking things, not antlers, not antenna, but little feelers. This helps the fish to kind of find its way in the pond. Okay? Go ahead and get your red, orange, and yellow. Those are going to be the 3 colors we're going to put on our koi fish's body. And you see how this one, I kind of blended some of the colors, so I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to do it slightly different from the other one. There's really no wrong answers here. Okay, let's go ahead and color in. On this fish, I did yellow, but maybe we could go ahead and add a little bit of orange this time. Look, I did half of his head with the orange. Maybe his little lips. And then the other half, maybe with the yellow. Look. How's that? Looks different from that one. All right. Let's do his, let's do this back fin light. Let's color it lightly with red so you can still see the lines. If your lines go away, then go ahead and draw them darker with your red crayon. Watch. Some of my lines went away. See, that one went away? I'm going to go ahead and press a little bit harder. How's that? I use the red, but I just press lighter, and that makes it so your red can stand out, the lines will stand out, so you don't always have to press so hard with your crayons. Okay, let's go ahead and on these fins, let's do this one. Up here, add a little bit of red on the edges, and maybe a little bit of red on these, on the tips, on both. Watch. The tips. And then you can fill it in however you want using your orange and your yellow. I'm going to do mine again different from here. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow on top of my red because it can't really cover it up. Maybe some edges here. See that? And then I'm going to fill it in lightly with orange. Watch. There you go. You do it while you're taking care of your back fin. I'll give you a little fish fact, a koi fish fact. Let's see. The lifespan of a koi fish is generally around 30 to 40 years, but a lot of them live up to 200 years, so they outlive their owners. The oldest koi fish was named Hanko, Hanako. He lived from 1751 to 1977, so he lived for 226 years. That's an old koi fish. But like I said, the average koi lives about 30 to 40 years. All right, how's your back fin look? Let's go ahead and take care of our little side fins. We'll do them slightly different from this one. So maybe I'll add some, instead of orange over here, I'll add red. I'm going to make my edges a little bit darker. And then on the center here, I'm going to make it kind of fan out. And maybe I'll do it like I did this. I'll put yellow on the lines in the middle and on the edge. Watch. And then what color did I fill it in with? Let me see. Orange. I'll fill it in with orange. I'll lightly dust it right up in there with the orange. How does that look? Ooh, I think that looks awesome. Almost like it better than this one. And I'm going to do the same thing on this little side fin. I'm going to, remember it kind of went off the page. That's okay, work with it. All right, I'm just going to work with it. Oh, I got to put a little bit in the middle here. A little bit maybe on the sides. You got it? And then I added a little bit of yellow on those lines to make them stand out. And then I'm going to fill it in with the orange. How's that? let's go ahead and do his body. Okay, let's see. I will add, I'm going to do it similar. Let's see. I'm going to do some orange. I'm not going to use too much red because that center fin is red. Whoops. The center fin is red. If you use too much red, one of the things that I practiced earlier to do these is that the fin doesn't stand out. So I'm going to use mostly the orange and the yellow to finish up his body, but you choose. We'll go ahead and add a little bit of black in a little while. That will help some of these things stand out like I did there. Okay? I did mostly orange, and then I'm going to fill it in with that yellow. How's that? Great. While you're doing that, I'll give you a few more little koi fish facts. Koi fish are really, really smart. They recognize the person who feeds them. They can also be trained to eat from the hand of their owner. Or maybe if you go visit a koi fish pond or something, they'll have some fish food for you to feed to the fish. They are omnivores. They eat food of both plants and animals. So they will eat pond plants as well as fish, other little fish, eggs, peas, lettuce, and they love watermelon. That's a fact. They can grow up to 3 feet long. That's a big fish. Now that we have the majority of our koi fish all filled in, we can do his eyeballs. I'm going to do mine blue. This one I did green. You can pick any color you want. They're mostly pretty small. I'm just choosing to do a nice color in there. Look at that. I did blue. You can do green. You can do whatever color you want. And then get your black, and we're going to add some details to our koi, and then we'll work on his watery background. Okay, here we go. Go ahead and you can trace around. You could do his little eyeball and then trace around his eye. You could do this, cover that little line. You might have to press a little hard with that black crayon. You might want to make his little mouth stand out, right? Maybe he's got a little circle in the middle of there. And his 2 little whiskery-like things. On this koi, I just added a little bit to the tips and the edges. I'm going to do the same on this one. Watch. Maybe a little bit in this little crevice. It just makes it kind of pop a little bit. See? I drew a little bit down his little spine, and like I said, you can go over this. You can emphasize the lines with the black if you want, or not. If you just want to watch me do this part, that's fine. Maybe a little bit around his head right here. See? You can hardly see it, but it really makes a nice little touch to it. Maybe on your edges here. Remember, this one goes off the page. Work with it. You could go over, you can make a few more tiny scales if you'd like. You could emphasize some of these lines. I mean, you really can't overdo it. If you outlined everything, I'd be fine with that. I think it looks beautiful. I think I like this one even more than my example. All right, we can add some little lily pads now. Lily pads are floating plants in a pond. They look kind of like this. They're ovals. Some of them have a little slice cut out of them. Some of them don't. I'm going to draw them with the blue and then fill them in with the green. And then we'll add some flowers on the top. Okay? So watch. You can put them wherever you want. I'm going to do this oval here. I'm just going to keep this one an oval. Put a little spot in the middle. And then from there I can make the little lines on the top of it. On here, I might do this one nice and big, but on this one, I might cut a little triangle out of it and add some little lines, right? You can do them that go off the page where you can't even see the center, but just add a few little lines. You can do as many or as little as you want. Look, over here. Oh, sometimes they like to cluster together, so you could do a few of them next to each other. Watch. See? Maybe they're clustered together. Good. I drew them with blue so we could still see the lines on there. So when I go back with my green and I color lightly, I can still see those blue lines. If you wanted to add some flowers now, you could go ahead and do that as well. A lot of them are, let's see, I'll draw that with purple and I'll fill it in with red. These were just purple with a yellow center. I'm going to make them a little bit different. I'm going to make these with more pointy lines. Look. That stick off of my little flower, watch. More like a zigzag line. Look. And then you could go ahead and color it in with red. Or, hey, we haven't used, well, if you have pink, you could do pink. Whatever color you want. I don't have pink, so I'll just do mine with red. That. Oh, I almost forgot this one. And they don't all have to have a flower on them. And then I can color in my lily pad with the green. Watch. I'm going to do it lightly so I can still see those blues. Ooh, I have a lot of lily pads. There. I colored them all in. Go ahead. While you're doing that, I'll give you a few more koi fish facts. Let's see. They have very, very sensitive skin. They need to have shade and they need to have some deep water because if they don't, they can actually get sunburned. The koi like the company of other koi. They're not really necessarily solitary fish, so they do like koi fish company or buddies to hang out with, right? Koi fish can be very expensive. Some can cost in the thousands, and the high quality koi fish can cost $250,000 for a fish. That is a lot of money. But again, they're very special in some of the Asian countries because they have a lot of fantastic meaning to them, you know. So some people are collector of koi fish, right? All right, how are we doing? Now I went ahead and did my water with a light blue in the background. You can kind of see that. Sometimes I even take a crayon and do it sideways like this. I'll take it and I'll pinch it and I'll rub the background. Watch. And it's okay if you kind of go over your lily pads. So I'm just kind of rubbing the side of my crayon with the blue. Sometimes I'll press a little bit harder in different spaces or use the tip to go around the edge of my koi fish. Look at that. Looks really pretty. Right? And then I went back with a blue crayon and I made some like little swirly lines as if a fish might have jumped off of that lily pad, right? Or I even did some wavy lines where it looked like the fish's fins were causing ripples in the water, right? Little round circles. It's like a little swirly. See that? And it makes it look like the water has movement in it, right? I want to show you a few extra things you can do as well. You can cut out little lily pads and glue them into your picture. Watch. I cut them out, and then I drew on the actual lily pad. I drew with blue. Whoops, there it is. I just drew on the lily pad like this. And then I went ahead and glued it onto my picture. I'll just put some tape for right now so you can see. And that way, some of them can even go off the edge of the page, right? That looks cool. I'll put another one up there just so you can see. I'll cover up this lily pad just so you can see, right? I have also done a fin where I cut it out of yellow construction paper, and you can bend the edge. Look. Now when I cut it out of yellow construction paper, I did the design on both sides. So when you glue it onto the fish, his little fin is a little bit more three-dimensional, right? I can put some glue. Let's see if it'll stay. Then your fin is a little bit more three-dimensional. Watch. See? So again, it started out like this, a little piece of construction paper. And then I decorated its little lines. And so that way I can bend it up and make it a little bit more three-dimensional. And you can always add flowers. If you have tissue paper or construction paper, you just kind of take it, crumple it up. I'll add it to this little lily pad over here so you can see from the side. Look, a little lily pad, little glue, a little tissue paper. Look, you've created a little three-dimensional flower that you can glue into your pond. Okay? So yeah, there's all kinds of options for adding to your koi fish. I bet you can think of some really cool options as well. Thank you so much for joining me while creating this koi fish. We'll be posting a new lesson every day at 10 a.m. on the Acadiana Center for the Arts YouTube channel for kindergarten, first, and second grades, each tied to an academic curriculum. You can also get these lessons on AOC as part of the Learn United program, accessible on AOC, on Cox Channel 16, or LUS Channel 4. Kindergarten lessons air at 8, and first and second grade lessons air at 9. Some lessons will be in visual arts, and some will be in creative movement. So be sure to come back and make art with us tomorrow. If you're interested in supporting programs like this, visit the Acadiana Center for the Arts.org, the nonprofit who manages the PACE program. Spread the word, share our videos, and keep making art.